Don't be sad because you are poor. Be sad if you think like a poor person. That sentence is not meant to sting, it's meant to wake you up. Poverty is a circumstance. A mindset can become a prison. Today we'll talk about how to change the way you think so your life can change with you. First, let's be clear. Poverty is real. Lack of resources, opportunity, and support is painful, discouraging, and often unfair. If you are struggling, honor that truth. This message is not about blaming you for being poor. It's about empowering you to use the only thing that's always available to you, your mind. 1. Reframe scarcity into strategy. Thinking like a poor person often starts with scarcity language. There's not enough. I can't. I'll never catch up. Those words shrink your world. Reframe scarcity into strategy. Instead of telling yourself, I don't have enough money for that course, ask, what small step could I take this week to learn one new skill? Instead of I can't save, try, what is $1, 1 hour, or one habit I can invest consistently? Small repeated actions compound over time. Intelligence builds, networks grow, and what once seemed impossible becomes plausible. 2. Trade excuses for curiosity. Poor thinking loves excuses. I didn't get the chance. It's too late. That's for other people. Curiosity is the antidote. Ask questions rather than explain defeat. What can I learn from this person? How did they start? What can I adapt to my own life? Curiosity invites possibilities. Excuses close the door. Every question is a potential doorway to a new skill, a new contact, a new idea. 3. Treat time as an investment. Wealth isn't only money, it's time well spent. People trapped in scarcity often fritter their hours without direction because immediate comforts soothe the stress of long-term planning. Flip that, budget your day like you budget your money. Reserve a small protected block for learning, for practice, for reaching out. Even 20 minutes a day dedicated to a skill, a resume tweak, or researching opportunities becomes a reservoir of advantage over months and years. Time invested compounds, like interest in a bank you control. 4. Learn the language of opportunity. The wealthy and the resourceful think in assets, leverage, and systems. Learn the language. Read, listen, and ask. Learn basic financial ideas, budgeting, debt, interest, investing even at a fundamental level. Learn how people find jobs, start small businesses, or build side income. Knowledge doesn't require cash. It requires curiosity and consistency. When you speak the language of opportunity, doors stop sounding like threats and start sounding like routes you can navigate. 5. Build small, reliable routines. Grand gestures feel good but are fragile. The thinking that traps people in poverty often expects instant transformation. Instead, create tiny, reliable routines. A morning review of goals, a weekly check-in where you tally small wins, a habit of saving $3 every week. Over time, routine creates momentum. Momentum creates belief. Belief fuels action. That chain is how ordinary days become extraordinary destinies. Surround yourself with forward motion. Who you spend time with matters. If your inner circle constantly repeats scarcity narratives, you can't. It's hopeless. That mindset is contagious. Choose, as much as possible, to spend time with people who take action, who ask questions, who are quietly improving. That doesn't mean abandoning loved ones. It means adding voices to your life that model a different way of thinking. Seek mentors, podcasts, books, or community groups that teach practical, hopeful thinking. The people you admire become part of your mental furniture. 7. Learn to fail forward. Poor thinking treats failure as final. It labels mistakes as proof you cannot change. Successful people treat failure as data, useful feedback. When a job application fails, analyze the response and improve. When a small venture falters, ask what pivot would work next. Failure is a necessary ingredient for growth. Reframe every misstep as a lesson, not an identity. 8. Convert small wins into rituals of confidence. Confidence is a muscle. It grows when you exercise it. Celebrate small wins, a saved amount, a completed course module, a call you made you were afraid to make. Ritualize those wins, note them, share them, record them. As your ledger of wins grows, Your self-image shifts from poor person to someone who solves problems. That identity shift creates different choices, and different choices create different outcomes. 9. Use creativity as currency. You don't need money to be creative. Creativity is the currency of resourcefulness. Bake extra loaves and trade them. Offer to teach a skill for swap. Build a blog or portfolio with free tools. Solve problems locally. Neighbors with children might need after school. Help elders might need lawn care. Small creative acts can build reputation, connections, and momentum. When money is scarce, imagination becomes your interest-bearing asset. 10. Master the art of small bets. Large risks are dangerous. Paralysis is deadly. Make a series of small, inexpensive experiments. Start a tiny service with minimal overhead. Try a low-cost course. Volunteer in a field that interests you. Each small bet limits downside but opens the door to learning. Over time, the right small bet compounds into big change. 11. Guard your inner narrative. Your internal monologue is powerful. If it repeats scarcity, you will act accordingly. Rescript it gently. Replace, "I'll never afford that," with, "How might I afford a version of that?" Replace, "I'm not the kind of person," with, "I can learn the habits." Speak to yourself with the same firmness and compassion you would offer a beloved friend. Words shape behavior. A kinder, clearer narrative rewires your choices. 12. Practice gratitude for direction, not complacency. Gratitude is not about ignoring hardship. It is about anchoring your energy in what's possible. Be grateful for what stabilizes you: food, a friend, a roof, while still honoring your desire to change. Gratitude can be a platform, not a trap. It fuels resilience. Resentment saps energy. Choose gratitude that motivates action, not gratitude that keeps you settled in a small box. 13. Turn fear into questions. Fear can paralyze, or it can provoke inquiry. When fear tells you you can't, respond with what specifically. Break down the fear into manageable questions. What skills do I lack? What support would help? Who can I ask? Fear becomes a map when you translate it into information you can act on. 14. Invest in your abilities, not just things. If you have $1, invest it in something that upgrades your capacity. A book, a course, a tool, or a small seed of practice. Skills outlast currency. A new ability multiplies opportunities, a gadget depreciates. When money is scarce, the right investment is often time or learning. Make choices today that increase what you can do tomorrow. 15. Remember, identity precedes income. People don't behave their way into new identities. They embody a new identity, and then they act accordingly. Adopt small practices of the person you want to be. Manage your time like someone who values goals. Save a little like someone who plans. Show up like someone who can be trusted. These small acts build the self-image that leads to different decisions, and eventually, different results. Don't misunderstand me. This is not an instant fix. It's a patient, tenacious work of minute-by-minute choices. It asks that you be kind to yourself and relentless about learning. It requires humility to ask for help and courage to try. It requires the quiet, constant accumulation of small acts. So don't be sad because you are poor. But if you settle into poor thinking, if you let scarcity define your identity, then sadness becomes a trap. Refuse that trap. Reframe scarcity into strategy. Trade excuses for curiosity. Invest your time. Learn the language of opportunity. Build small routines. Surround yourself with forward motion. Fail forward, and make small, bold bets. Celebrate tiny wins. Use creativity as your currency and guard your story fiercely. You are not your bank account. You are your habits, your courage, and the stories you tell yourself in the quiet hours. Begin with one small change today. One question, one habit, one tiny bet. You might be surprised how quickly the world opens when your mind learns to see doors where before you saw only walls. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep believing. The life you imagine begins in the way you think about it. If this message touched you, share it. Start one small change today. One step, one day, one habit. You're closer than you think.